Hello. This episode is brought to you by the International United Nations Watch. The issue of the siege is one of the most dangerous manifestations of aggression, which is represented in suffocating the besieged states and preventing international humanitarian aid that is sent to them, in contravention on the one hand to international legitimacy as well as to the rules and principles of international humanitarian law, both in terms of its dimensions and effects. The blockade constitutes one of the most important aspects of the use of force, as it is contradictory of the right to self-determination and thus violates one of the most central tasks of contemporary international relations to activate the idea of peaceful coexistence within the framework of the main tasks of the United Nations. The siege on Palestine, Yemen and Cuba is considered one of the most important living international models for violating international legitimacy in its clearest form, as the situation reflects international complicity at the height of the UN system, especially major powers that exert great pressure on the member states of the UN to dictate policies, regardless of whether they are appropriate or inappropriate, and most of the efforts aimed at the benefit of the besieging countries, and in line with serving the interests of major powers, and at the expense of the weak state. In this context, and as a living example, we find that United States of America has the upper hand in using and adopting this policy by using pressure methods in agreement with countries such as Israel, as long as the latter often goes against the resolutions of the United Nations that plays a prominent role in favour of the besieged countries and tries to help as much as possible through aid provisions, international lobbying and passing laws that criminalise the besieging countries.